Good afternoon, students. So in last class we have to started transposition techniques. So what are the transposition techniques we have to use in cryptography? So here in the transposition technique, mainly we have to use altering the plain text. Simply you can say that that is the transposition. For example, you have to you want to send the information from source to destination. That plain text, simply you can alter this type of techniques we have to use. And previously already you have to discuss it in substitution technique. In substitution technique we have to replacing the characters, but whereas here we have to altering the plain text. So the type of techniques here is called transposition techniques. Already in last class we have to complete it, that is the rail fence technique. So in rail fence technique, row transposition techniques, you have to use simply you can altering the plain text. So in rail fence technique, so you want to send this information meet at the schoolhouse. So simply you can write based on the rail fence depth 2. So you can write like this, and simply you can write finally you can transmit the ciphertext like this: MEATECOLOS, like. So similar way we have to use the row transposition ciphers. Row transposition ciphers, first you can take the plain text, and the plain text we have to write what is the key length you have to use. That is the key length generally you have to use it with the 7. So the plain text which text you want to send, that that plain text you have to write in matrix way. So in 7 columns you have to represent meet at the house, schoolhouse. So you can write like this, and so you can give the key, which one is the first. So third column we have taken as the first. So that's the way. This is the key you can represent. That is the row transposition ciphers. Similar way, column transposition ciphers also you can use in transposition techniques. So now in today's class we have to discuss with that facial cipher structure. Facial cipher cipher structure mainly we have to represent. So the entire plain text you have to divide into blocks with the length of 2 W bits, and that means you can use W is can use 16 bit or 32. So that is simply can represent it as 64 bits. So 64 bit blocks you have to use. So 32 bits are you can taken as a left side, and 32 bits are taken as a right side. And which key you have to use to encrypting the data. So these two, first one plain text and the key, plain text and the key. So you can consider the both plain text and key. First, plain text you have to divide into two parts. One is the L naught and second one is the R naught, and the left side part and right side part. So these two parts you have to see here. This is the entire plain text here. The plain text you have to divide into two parts. One is the left side part and right side part. This is the W bits. For example, 64-bit bits you have to take 32 one side and other 32 you have to consider the other side. So in the first round, what you do? So first one, you have to take the left side. You can apply the you can apply the you can apply the apply the key for that right side bits, and along with the bits, whenever you have to apply, you get the some ciphertext. This also you can with the XOR operation of with the left side bits. So what is the output we are getting? That output we have to sending to the right side, and what are the right side data, that is the plain text data, you have to give the input to the next left side bits. This is the way how many rounds you want to perform. So the number of rounds will be increased automatically. Security also will be increased. So here this is the number of rounds, that is 20 rounds, 30 rounds. So based on choice, based on algorithms, the rounds will be represented. So here first one, left side bits and right side bits. Right side bits you can apply with the along with the key and process them. Finally you get the ciphertext. This ciphertext will be assigned to with the XOR operation of left side bits. What is the output you are getting? That is the given input to the right side bits. And 32 bits తీసుకున్నాం అంటే same you get the output 32 bits. So here also you can get the input that is the R0 is also 32 bits. You can get the left side L1 is also 32 bits. So that is the input to the one output round one outputs given input to the next round. So L1 R1, L2 R2, L3 R3. So up to Ln Rn. So up to here, and finally you can process it here, and the left one will be assigned to right side, and right side you have to take it as left side. So finally the test is only again you have to match it with both the letters. Finally you get the ciphertext. 2 W bits you can get, and the ciphertext you have to transmit it from sender to receiver side. At the receiver side again decryption process. So same process you can repeat it in reverse manner. This is the classical Festival network. So here see here the internal detail how the plain text you have to process it to ciphertext. Again the ciphertext you have to process to plain text. So here see here, this is the input to the plain text that is divided into two parts. One is the LE0 and RE0. So LE0 we have to process it along with the key, and you get the output and transformed. This data will be input to the XOR operation with the LE0. So RE1 and LE0 will perform the XOR operation. So similar way, that is the output we have to get, and given input to the right side. This is the input to the along with the key, and K2. This is a simple K2, and what is the output we are getting after transforming? That is the XOR operation of LE1. Similar way here, LE1 you have to consider as RE2. RE2 you have to consider as and perform the operation with the key, and along with the K2, you can process after processing, transforming the value, get the value that is with the XOR operation of LE2. So like this way, we can perform the all operations. So 16 rounds we have to perform here. So RE15 or LE15. So finally you get the LE16 and RE16, left side bits and right side bits. So right side bits is taken as a this side, and left side bits is taken as a left side you have to take as right side you have to take as left side. So finally you get the ciphertext. So this is the encryption process. This is the entire part is simply called it as encryption process. Now how can decrypt the process at the receiver side? So here how to decrypting this process? So that is the ciphertext, that is the output. So that output you have to consider, and you have to again right side value you have to consider the left side, and left side value is taken as a right side. So that is the in reverse process you can do. That is the so ciphertext. This is the input to the ciphertext, and K16 key already key value you have to consider, and key is applied, and with the transformation you have to perform, and LD naught, that is simply RD naught, you get the LE15. You have to take in the 20, that time you have to consider as 19. So LE15, 16. So LE16 one you have to get in LE16 and K16. You after transforming the value, you get the transformed data. That transformed data you have to give an input to the LD RE naught, RE16, and with the XOR operation of RE16, LD16, that is the LD naught and RE16. Both you have to XOR operation, you have to give an input to the along with the STR structure. Same you can apply after transforming. Finally, that is the input given to the RE15 and LE14. So here you have to get the LE16. So with the XOR operation, whenever you have to perform, you have to get the LE14. So like this way, you can perform the all operations. Finally, you get the left side bits and right side bits. Both you have to combine. You can get the original plain text. This is the Festial classical structure. We have to use it in symmetric encryption. So what are the parameters we have to use in Festial network? Festial network you have to use block size. So what is the block? How much of block size you have to use? So for example, here you have to use, this is the block size. You have to represent the block size. How much of bits you have to consider? That is the block size you have to. This is the main parameter you have to use in cryptography, symmetric cryptography. That is the block size. So whenever the increasing the block size, automatically it improves the security, and but cipher is very slow. Next one is key size. So whenever generally you have to use the DES algorithm, block size is generally we have to get 64 bits, whereas the key size is 56 bits only. So that is the whenever the key size will be increases for compared to the DES and the AES algorithms. AES algorithm is more powerful compared to the DES algorithm. Why? Because the key size will be 256 in the AES, but the DES algorithm only the key size is only 56 bits only. That's the way. Whenever the key size will be increases, automatically security you can provide for the plain text. Number of rounds. So number of rounds means so in Festial network. So already you can here you can perform the operations. That is the F1, F2, F3, up to this is the one round, and this is the round 2 up to how many rounds? 20 rounds you have to take in as 36 rounds. So based on that, number of rounds will be increases, automatically security also will be improved a lot. Sub-key generation. Sub-key generation analysis part is harder compared to sub-key, general key generation. So whereas you have to take the crypto analysis part. In crypto analysis means without knowing the key, you want to convert the ciphertext to plain text. So in that case, the analysis part, sub-key generation, it is not possible. While whenever you have to using the algorithm, that's the reason you can say you can provide the most, you can provide security for plain text. That's the reason most of the cases you can use symmetric encryption algorithms or asymmetric encryption algorithms. That is the sub-key generation. Round functions. So number of rounds you can represent it, and within each round, what is the function we have to perform. That we have to represent it here. This is the round function. So generally here you can represent this is the function, you can represent the converting the transform data. Next one, fast software encryption and decryption process. So these are the basic terms, parameters you have to use in symmetric encryption. So once this Festial network we have to complete it, so this entire process, this Festial encryption decryption process, you can apply in DES algorithm. DES means data encryption standard. So the process of encryption is to converting the plain text to ciphertext. What is the process of decryption? To converting the process of decryption is to decrypting the ciphertext to plain text. So that is simply you can use this any one of encryption decryption algorithms to converting the plain text to ciphertext as well as ciphertext to plain text. So up to here, these are the transposition techniques. So what are the techniques you have to use in substitution techniques? In the substitution techniques, mainly you have to use, first one is the Caesar cipher, second one is the Playfair technique, visionary cipher technique, and one-time paired cipher technique. These all are substitution techniques. What are the transposition techniques? Well-fence technique, row transposition technique, and Festial structure technique. So these are the techniques you have to use in type of operation of encrypting or decrypting the data. So this is regarding to that basics of cryptography. So first one is, what is cryptography? What is the plain text? What is the ciphertext? What are the techniques you have to use? What is the key? And what are the substitution techniques? What are the transposition techniques? So up to now we have to study regarding to the basics of cryptography. Now we can discuss with the cipher type of modes. That is you converting the data. So already in the Festial network, you have to see here, in the Festial network, the entire data, the plain text, we have to divide into blocks. This is the one block, 2 W bits block. So with that block only, you can apply the keys, and finally you can generate the ciphertext. So this type of mode of operation is called uh, block mode operation. And second one is only you can consider the stream of bits, that is the stream mode of operation. So here these are the uh, block cipher and stream cipher. Generally in cryptography you can use the two types of conversions is possible in conversions is possible. One is the block cipher and second one is the stream cipher. The entire plain text you have to convert it into blocks. That time you have to use the block cipher. The entire plain text you have to divide into stream of bits. So one bit or one byte we have to convert at a time. That is simply called as stream cipher. So first one, block cipher. Block cipher means simply the entire plain text you have to divide into blocks. So whenever you have to consider the 64 or 128 or 256, we have to consider the type of the block. 64-bit block you have to use the entire plain text you have to divide into number of 64-bit blocks. Similar way you can consider as block considered as a 128. So the entire plain text you have to divide into number of 128-bit blocks. Similar way 256. So that is the block cipher principle. So the entire plain text you have to divide into blocks. So here generally in Festool network we have to use the Festool block cipher. Next one is stream cipher. Stream cipher means the entire plain text you have to divide into digital data, and that is the stream of bits, either one bit or one byte at a time. So binary cipher you have to consider as a stream cipher technique. So what is the example of block cipher technique is Festool block cipher, and the stream cipher you have to use it for the binary cipher. So here that is the 64, 128 bits. The block size depending on your choice. So what are the basic principles of block cipher? So here these are the basic principles of block cipher. First one is related to the Festool cipher structure. Festool cipher structure to encrypting and decrypting the data using the entire data we have to divide into bit blocks. That is here we have to consider as a 64-bit blocks. So after creating the 64-bit blocks, uh, substitution and permutation we have to apply for that bit blocks. So here two types of primitive cryptographic operations we have to perform in Festool cipher structure. One is the substitution box and the second one is the permutation. And so in previous case already you have to use substitution technique. So whatever the data you have, that data you have to replace with the other data, or that the letters are replaced with the other letters. That type of blocks you have to use substitution, that is the S box. Similar way permutation, that is the alteration. Both you can apply. And so you can apply the substitution as well as transposition. You can apply with the Festool cipher structures. So substitution and permutation we have to use here. So next, once we have to see the algorithms, before discussing about these algorithms, data encryption standard and triple DES, DES, AES algorithm. First, uh, So this is the data encryption standard algorithm. So same process, you can using Festool structure only you can generate the cipher text. So in next class we will continue this one. And now once you have to revise this DES algorithm. So DES algorithm encrypts the 64-bit blocks of data using 56-bit key. Already you have to discuss it. So enter what is the plain text, which plain text you want to convert. That plain text must be divided into 64-bit blocks along with the 56-bit key. Okay, generally what type of modes we have to use here to splitting the plain text into the blocks. Generally you have to use the two block modes you have to use. One is the electronic code book, and cipher blockchain. These two block modes you have to use in real-time environment. In some cases, some algorithms you can use the stream cipher modes. These two modes you have to use it to converting the blocks: electronic ECB and CBC, electronic codebook and cipher blockchain. So here, whenever you want to before encrypting the data, the entire message, and that is in plain text, the entire message you have to broken into 64-bit block, independent blocks you have to encrypt it. 64-bit blocks encrypted. So that is the DES algorithm you have to apply, that is 64-bit blocks can encrypt it. So that 64-bit blocks you have to given to the input to the DES algorithm. Okay, here. Next one, cipher block training. That is also similar way, 64-bit blocks. You can divide into the entire message. You have to divide into 64-bit blocks to encrypt the data. That input, that data you have to give an input to the DES algorithm. These are the two modes. These are the block mode. This is simply you can say that block cipher modes. What are the block cipher modes you have to use in a symmetric encryption? So here you can use the two types of block modes you can use here. One is the electronic code book and second one is the cipher blockchain. That is the CBC, ECB and CBC, electronic code book and cipher blockchain. And next one is stream cipher. Already I have to discuss two types of mode of operations we have to use. One is the block mode and second one is the stream mode. In stream mode, you have to use the two types of techniques you have to use. That is the entire plain text you have to divide into streams by using the stream modes techniques. That is the CFB, cipher feedback, output feedback enable. Simply you can use output feedback and cipher feedback, CFB and OFB. Cipher feedback mode. So the entire message you treat it as a stream of bits. For example, ABC, that is the plain text. You want to convert AB into the, whenever you want to give this input to the encryption algorithm. So first this ABC you have to convert it into stream of bits. The entire message you have to divide into stream of bits, represented as a stream of bits. That bits you have to give an input to the DES algorithm. That is the, here you can use the two types of stream modes you have to use. One is the cipher feedback and second one is the output feedback. So what are the limitations of each mode and what are the problems while you have to facing these modes of operations? See here, they can, for example, I want to take ECB. First one, electronic code book. So in electronic code book, we want to use that mode of operation to converting the plain text to ciphertext, to converting the plain text to blocks. So ECB use it for the dividing into blocks. So that time we can use this one. In first block, this is the block one. They can, that is the actual plain text. What is the ciphertext? What is the word of that one? First block, the entire plain text. They can have several active, permanent, virtual circuits and or virtual calls at the same time. This is the original plain text. This is the original plain text. This plain text you want to convert it into blocks. While you have to convert in blocks, you get this ciphertext along with the key, this one. So the main problem while whenever you are using the ECB, repetition in messages can be reflected in ciphertext. So ఒక మెసేజ్ తర్వాత ఇంకో మెసేజ్ సేమ్ రిపిటేషన్ మెసేజ్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, సో దట్ టైమ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు facing different words. That is a repetition in message can be reflected in ciphertext. Ciphertext లో రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, that is the major problem why you have to using the electronic code book. So see here, we'll continue in next class. See here, ఇక్కడ this is the plain text. ఈ plain text ని మీరు బ్లాక్స్ కింద డివైడ్ చేసిన తర్వాత that is the input given to the encryption algorithms, either symmetric encryption or asymmetric. So generally here first structure used in symmetric encryption only. So this entire plain text you have to divide into blocks. That blocks will be assigned to this given input to the algorithm. That is the encryption algorithm. Then only usually you can encrypt the data plain text to ciphertext. Along with the physical network, you have to use a number of rounds, and finally you can process the plain text to ciphertext. At the decryption process, the ciphertext you have to convert it into plain text. So this type of conversions, here you can conversion plain text to mode, block mode. The plain text you have to convert it into block mode or stream mode. Block mode, what are the mode of operations you have to use in whenever you have to converting into blocks? That time you have to use ECB, electronic code book, cipher blockchain, CBC and CBC, cipher blockchaining and electronic code book. These two types of block mode operations we have to use in block mode, in block conversion of blocks. So second case in stream modes, generally here you have to use output feedback and cipher feedback. Cipher feedback mode and output feedback mode. So this is the CFB and OFB. These are the modes, block modes you have to use before converting the plain text to ciphertext. అంటే మనం plain text నుంచి ciphertext convert చేయాలంటే first the entire plain text you have to divide into blocks or streams. Blocks కింద convert చేయాలంటే that is the ECB and CBC ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ కోడ్ బుక్ సిబిసి వాడతాం. వెరాజ్ స్ట్రీమ్ మోడ్స్ మీరు the entire plain text in streams కింద కన్వర్ట్ చేయాలంటే that time you can use these two modes, that is the CFB or OFB. Cipher feedback mode గాని output feedback mode గాని you can use it. Okay, clear? So in next class we'll continue the how the algorithm you can apply to the converting modes. So mode ka convert అయిన తర్వాత block mode కింద convert అయితే ఆ block కి symmetric encryption apply చేస్తాం, or you can use the asymmetric encryption. So those algorithms you can discuss in next class. So this is all up to now what you have to discuss. What are the substitution techniques, what are the transposition techniques, and what type of modes. These are the basics to know about the cryptography. Now cryptography guరించి తెలుసుకోవాలంటే first of all you know all these things. Okay, yeah.
Hello. So,